Traffic along Interstate 20 in northern Louisiana has resumed movement following several days of severe winter conditions that trapped hundreds of motorists in frigid temperatures. Louisiana State Police spokesperson Ryan Davis announced on Tuesday that I-20 has returned to normal flow after work crews managed to clear a substantial accumulation of immobilized vehicles resulting from icy surfaces, treacherous black ice patches, and disabled commercial trucks. The announcement followed reports from drivers who found themselves trapped for extended periods, sometimes spanning multiple days, along sections of I-20 stretching between Minden, Lincoln Parish, and the Monroe-West Monroe region. As vehicle movement gradually restarted, compassionate actions also became evident throughout the highway corridor. Greg Terrell, a Lincoln Parish local residing near an I-20 interchange, reported personally providing food and fuel to stranded travelers during the gridlock period. Terrell explained that his background as a commercial driver motivated him to assist others. State authorities indicated earlier on Tuesday that the massive traffic backup originated near Minden and extended toward the east as more vehicles kept entering the highway more rapidly than work crews could remove stalled commercial trucks. Louisiana State Police noted that numerous drivers had no choice but to remain overnight in their vehicles, which led troopers to go from cab to cab, awakening drivers to help restart traffic movement. During a press conference in Ouachita Parish, Governor Jeff Landry reported that eastbound I-20 traffic had resumed normal flow, while westbound traffic lanes were progressively clearing as teams removed disabled vehicles. The Louisiana Department of Transportation and Development reported that work teams from central and southern Louisiana were sent out overnight utilizing motor graders, salt distribution trucks, and brine application vehicles to eliminate ice and provide assistance to stranded travelers. Heavy-duty towing vehicles accompanied by state police and supported by Louisiana National Guard units were deployed to extract stalled commercial trucks that were obstructing the roadway. Despite this advancement, authorities cautioned that hazardous conditions persist. Trooper Davis explained that remaining ice, particularly black ice that develops when roadways thaw during daylight hours and refreeze after nightfall, continues to pose a significant danger. The melting ice has also waterlogged the ground, elevating the danger of falling trees and branches that can obstruct roadways unexpectedly. State police and the Department of Transportation continue advising drivers to refrain from non-essential travel. Although temperatures above freezing assisted in melting ice on Tuesday, authorities warned that declining overnight temperatures could trigger refreezing. Landry confirmed that Louisiana has documented at least one highway death during this winter weather incident involving a driver without a seatbelt in Bossier Parish. He stressed the critical importance of wearing seatbelts and exercising caution while driving. Motorists who must travel are strongly advised to reduce speed, maintain greater following distances, refrain from using cruise control, and never circumvent roadway barriers. Officials emphasize that road conditions can shift rapidly even on highways that have reopened. Department of Transportation crews are maintaining round-the-clock operations to remove ice, clear disabled vehicles, and reopen highways as weather permits. Travelers are encouraged to verify road conditions through the 511law.org website before departing. Traffic remained backed up for considerable distances on a Louisiana section of Interstate 20 for multiple days this week due to collisions, snowfall, and ice accumulation along the freeway. According to state authorities, vehicles remained largely stationary after jackknifed commercial trucks began blocking passenger cars and trucks on Saturday evening, and the traffic congestion persisted through Tuesday night, according to Louisiana State Police. Before the highway reopened on Wednesday, operators and passengers had abandoned their vehicles on the interstate to locate shelter in warming facilities and obtain food. Trooper Eddie Thomas informed the Chronicle that many of those vehicles are unable to move. He explained that they're trapped, with numerous cars wedged between two commercial trucks, leaving them with no avenue for movement. Officials were working to remove the jackknifed commercial truck from the roadway, and the state's National Guard deployed with heavy machinery, according to state authorities. The interstate developed fresh ice overnight and generated additional complications as more vehicles lost traction. Thomas reported that at least 42 fatalities have been linked to the storm across the nation. According to the Associated Press, in Fannin County, Texas, located north of Dallas, 3 brothers perished after falling into a frozen pond, officials confirmed. In Frisco, Texas, near Dallas, a 16-year-old girl lost her life in a sledding incident. According to Frisco police, the deceased and another girl were being towed on a sled by a teenage boy operating a vehicle when the sled struck a curb before hitting a tree, police reported. In the Austin region, a victim was discovered deceased in an abandoned gas station parking lot from suspected hypothermia, officials stated. In Arkansas, a 17-year-old boy died after being pulled by an all-terrain vehicle in the snow and colliding with a tree, according to the Saline County Sheriff's Office. In Lehigh County, Pennsylvania, 3 individuals died while clearing snow. The county coroner indicated the victims' ages range from 60 to 84, adding a reminder to the public to exercise caution when removing snow, particularly individuals with cardiac disease history or other medical conditions. 8 individuals perished in New York City, and a former police officer died on Long Island while clearing snow, according to New York ABC affiliate WABC. Another man was discovered deceased with a shovel in his grasp in Verona, New Jersey, according to local authorities. In Massachusetts, a woman died after being struck by a reversing snow plow in a parking area. Local authorities reported deaths were also confirmed in Tennessee, Louisiana, Mississippi, Kansas, Ohio, and South Carolina. According to officials, in Nashville, Tennessee, Monroe Carell Jr. Children's Hospital at Vanderbilt has provided treatment to 46 children for carbon monoxide exposure since Sunday. Hospital administrators explain the cases have emerged as numerous families attempt to warm their residences during electrical outages caused by downed power infrastructure and fallen trees. Carbon monoxide is an undetectable gas, and carbon monoxide poisoning can prove fatal. Indicators of carbon monoxide poisoning include lightheadedness, headaches, nausea, and mental confusion. To prevent carbon monoxide poisoning, never operate generators or grills near open windows or ventilation systems, and ensure your battery-operated carbon monoxide detectors are functioning properly. American Airlines described this as the most disruptive weather event in the airline's century-long history. American has canceled over 9,000 flights and anticipates impacts will continue for 2 additional days. American indicated 25% of its Tuesday flights were canceled. Throughout the United States, more than 2,000 flights were canceled on Tuesday, with Dallas, Boston, and New York experiencing the severest impacts. Over 11,000 flights were canceled on Sunday, representing the highest single-day cancellation total since the pandemic, according to Cirium statistics. More than 500,000 customers remain without electrical service, with the most severe outages occurring in Tennessee, Mississippi, and Louisiana. A massive interstate sign collapsed onto a commercial truck during a winter storm in Tennessee. The Tennessee Department of Transportation had to extract the road signage from Interstate 65 after it fell on Monday morning. Officials explained that a commercial truck jackknifed it and crashed into the sign, causing it to collapse onto the trailer. The collision closed I-65 at the I-440 junction for several hours, but crews successfully removed the sign from the interstate and positioned it a safe distance beyond the guardrail. Officials indicated it will require considerable time to replace the signage. The Mississippi Department of Public Safety announced that on Thursday, the Mississippi Highway Patrol and Commercial Transportation Enforcement Division will be redirecting traffic from I-55 northbound exit 243 at Batesville to the Tennessee state border, and from Interstate 22 westbound exit 21 at Red Banks to the Tennessee state border. The department indicated that eastbound traffic on Interstate 22 and on Highway 78 will be restricted at exit 1 at Craft Road. They announced that on Thursday at 8 a.m., the right lane of the northbound portion of Interstate 55 will be accessible for travel. The Mississippi Highway Patrol asked motorists to avoid Interstate 55 northbound and Interstate 22 westbound so National Guard personnel can proceed to help clear icy roadways on Wednesday afternoon. The Highway Patrol indicated they will halt traffic moving northbound on I-55 at Grenada and those traveling westbound on I-22 in Marshall County. I-55 will be closed near Batesville, and barriers are also being erected along I-22 between the state line and Red Banks. Highway Patrol Colonel Pitts stated ICE is anticipated to remain throughout the day and is requesting the public to stay off those interstates. According to the Highway Patrol, they are requesting drivers to travel eastbound on I-22 and southbound on I-55 as alternatives. Commissioner Sean Tyndall of the Mississippi Department of Public Safety confirmed that the state is deploying the National Guard and the Mississippi Emergency Management Agency to assist in clearing road conditions. On Wednesday, Mississippi Governor Tate Reeves deployed over 100 snow removal vehicles to help clear icy roadways. The Emergency Management Agency stated on Thursday that the Mississippi Department of Transportation will be concentrating on opening all lanes of I-55 and I-22. According to the agency, drivers should stay off any open interstate in northern Mississippi unless facing an emergency situation. The Department of Safety emphasized it was critical to remove vehicles from the roadway. And Wednesday evening, local media was informed that it's predominantly truck drivers who are still attempting to navigate through the slippery areas. If anyone decides to enter the interstate after bypassing barricades or similar obstacles, understand you're doing so at your own peril. You must accept responsibility. If you become stranded there, assistance might not be available. First responders may not be able to reach you. Do not circumvent those barricades once they are established, Tyndall stated. A local news crew member observed a National Guard convoy in Tate County on Interstate 55. This follows Governor Tate Reeves' Wednesday morning statement that emergency personnel worked throughout the night to assist stranded passengers and commercial drivers and clear the interstates, and crews from the Department of Transportation, the Emergency Management Agency, and the National Guard were coordinating a response. The difficulties began when some truckers left their vehicles after losing grip on icy surfaces. White explained one truck was left obstructing traffic when the operator exited to inspect something on the vehicle and couldn't regain traction when returning. The Department of Transportation had treated the roadways, but prolonged periods of sub-freezing temperatures diminish the effectiveness of those measures. You cannot plow ice. The optimal solution for ice is sunlight and above freezing temperatures, White explained. Transportation teams are utilizing motor graders to break apart ice as it melts and create additional space for equipment to function. White indicated the Department of Transportation has maintained one lane of every interstate and four-lane highway passable for emergency vehicles, but stressed that doesn't mean the roads are safe for ordinary drivers. I don't know how to express it more clearly that we need people to avoid the roads, if at all possible, White stated. State troopers worked through the early morning hours to assist stranded motorists and prevent additional vehicles from becoming stuck. Officials attempted to separate commercial and personal vehicles to permit cars to reverse direction. Electrical service is gradually returning in areas of North Mississippi and the Delta following this past weekend's ice storm. Even as severely cold temperatures persist in many locations, state and local officials emphasized Wednesday that significant obstacles remain for restoring power, clearing roadways, and providing water service. Governor Tate Reeves confirmed Wednesday that the storm has also resulted in at least 10 fatalities. The Mississippi Emergency Management Agency reported one death each in Jefferson and Lincoln counties related to the use of gas-based heating devices, and another in Alcorn County, along the Tennessee border, connected to the use of a gas oven in an attempt to maintain warmth. 5 fire-related deaths in the storm's aftermath are currently under investigation. Because many roadways are still impassable, responding to some of these fire incidents has been delayed. State Fire Marshal and Insurance Commissioner Mike Cheney stated that in some regions, fire departments are completely unable to respond at all. What we're observing and have seen historically is improper heating practices like positioning space heaters too near bedding or using outdoor heating devices indoors. I cannot emphasize enough the importance of safely operating heating equipment and having a functional smoke detector and carbon monoxide detector. I hope we don't witness more loss of life as extreme cold is forecast to persist for several days. President Donald Trump on Saturday granted an emergency declaration for Mississippi for this winter storm. State and local authorities are evaluating damage, which is one phase toward Reeves declaring a disaster and requesting Federal Emergency Management Agency assistance, the governor stated Wednesday. Reeves explained that assessing damage requires more time after an ice storm than after a tornado, partially because of widespread electrical outages. TIPA Electric Power Association, which provides service to areas along the Tennessee border and North Mississippi, announced it would begin power restoration by prioritizing medical facilities and nursing homes, water distribution infrastructure, grocery stores, and fuel stations. Then our emphasis will be restoring the greatest number of customers the quickest. TIPA Power Association service region was particularly severely impacted because of damage to the distribution infrastructure from Tennessee Valley Authority, which supplies electricity for the Rural Power Association. State officials confirmed Wednesday that Mississippi has received 60 generators from the Federal Emergency Management Agency and has utilized 35 thus far, including one at a nursing facility in Tippah County. Electrical service was restored at a hospital in Union County and Lafayette County in north-central Mississippi. The lights were gradually coming back on, but Oxford Mayor Robin Tannehill indicated the city's water infrastructure experienced difficulties. Tannehill stated Wednesday, while 10 of the city's 16 primary power circuits were back operational, information regarding the water system was less positive. Crews were working to locate a possible water leak in the southern section of town to determine if additional measures are needed to stabilize the infrastructure. Tannehill explained water would remain shut off in certain regions to ensure sufficient pressure remains so Baptist Memorial Hospital, North Mississippi, can have adequate water access. Tannehill also confirmed National Guard troops were arriving in Oxford Wednesday and would begin establishing food and water distribution locations. According to Power Outage US, the number of electrical outages in Mississippi had decreased from approximately 125,000 customers late Tuesday to approximately 105,000 by Wednesday evening. The peak was roughly 180,000 during the weekend. Mississippi on Wednesday still had the highest percentage of outages, approximately 7% among all the states that were struck by the massive winter storm. Meanwhile, 2 Cincinnati residents lost their lives in an Indiana collision on snowy, icy roadways. According to the Wayne County Sheriff's Office, it occurred as a vehicle attempted to overtake a semi-truck in a 9600 block North State Road, one around 8:15 p.m. Monday, sheriff's officials stated in a news release. Approximately 5 miles away, another semi-truck struck the vehicle in a head-on collision. 2 passengers in the vehicle, Andrea Boatwright and Brandon Shaw, both 32, were pronounced deceased at the scene, the release states. Wayne County is situated approximately 70 miles northwest of downtown Cincinnati. The county received 9 to 12 inches of snow from last weekend's winter storm. According to the National Weather Service, the collision remains under investigation. According to the sheriff's office, 2 16-year-old girls have perished after the sled they were riding, which was being pulled by a Jeep, collided with a tree on Sunday afternoon. Angel died shortly following the accident on Sunday. The Burdo family confirmed Wednesday that Gracie has also passed away, and they are currently at the hospital honoring her final desire to become an organ donor. According to Frisco police, a 16-year-old boy was operating a Jeep, pulling the 2 girls on a sled near Majestic Gardens Drive and Killian Court. Witnesses informed investigators the sled struck a curb, causing it to collide with a tree. When officers arrived, they discovered both girls in critical condition. Police administered life-saving measures before the teens were transported to a local hospital where both subsequently died. These sweet best friends are together forever, Elizabeth's mother, Megan Angel, posted on Facebook. I find some comfort knowing they are in heaven together. They were holding on to each other on the sled. Our hearts go out to the Burdo family. We are forever connected. In a statement to Fox 4, the Burdo family described Gracie as a generous soul who consistently prioritized others before herself. She was a kind and generous soul, full of warmth, love, and compassion, the family stated. Even at such a young age, she demonstrated a selflessness beyond her years. She was excited to obtain her driver's license and become an organ donor. She wanted to help anyone in need. That was Grace. Gracie was a dedicated all-star athlete at Express Cheer, where her family says she approached the sport with discipline, dedication, and joy. The connection she shared with her teammates, coaches, and her cheer family was one of trust, love, and support. The statement continued that the days since Sunday have been unimaginably challenging. We are taking things moment by moment and relying on our faith, on one another, and on the overwhelming love and support from our family, friends, and community. Elizabeth was a sophomore at Wakeland High School, where she participated in soccer. Her parents described her as a kind-spirited teenager who loved her friends and her community. If there is anything learned from the situation, it's go out and have fun, but be safe though, said Brian Angel, Elizabeth's father. Her mother, Megan Angel, cautioned other parents about how rapidly a fun afternoon can transform into a tragedy. I know kids think they are invincible. It was literally an instant, she stated. We're just regular people. You hear these stories and think that will never happen to me, and it did. Wakeland High School officials announced they will honor Angel during second period once classes resume. The school will also provide grief counselors for students and staff. Frisco police urged residents to remain cautious during the ongoing winter weather. Snow and ice can create extremely slippery surfaces and lead to serious or even deadly accidents, the department stated. Please stay alert, stay indoors when possible, and avoid any unnecessary outdoor activity.